You reckon Bee'll do any good? I bet she's given the governor earful, eh?
Yeah, well, she bloody well better be. About time, too. I was crook yesterday and the day before. Don't feel so good this morning, either.
Maybe you're up the duff.
Very funny.
Yeah, I reckon it would be.
Listen, if I wasn't so close to getting out of here, I'd straighten out that ugly face of yours.
Yeah, you just have a go and they'll be carrying you out of here feet first.
Listen to her, will you? She knows bloody well she's in the same boat. Leaving us to join your half-wit family, aren't you, Noeline? Pity they're all in the nick. Won't be much of a homecoming for you, will it?
Hey, look at this.
Where'd you get that?
Just came. Late coming this morning. You know why? That's why.
Ah, good. What are they up to now?
Maybe your little Freddie's gone and nicked off up to Queensland with his tarp.
Nothing to do in here, ladies? Well, there's plenty of digging in the garden. Lizzie?
I'm on cleaning duty, Mrs. Jackson.
Well, then what are you doing here?
All right, I'm just going.
Ferguson, you work the dryers. Phyllis, get onto the press. Noeline can assist you.
Hey, Noeline, is it true that all your family's inside?
No, it is not.
No? Well, who isn't?
What's it to you?
Oh, I just heard a bit of news that I thought you might like to know about.
What news?
What's it worth?
Listen, you old ratbag, have you got any news? You just let me know what...
Listen.
As of now, we're on a hunger strike, and we're staying on it until the screws can get their act together and provide us with adequate medical care.
What's that?
Look, Phil, get out and spread the word around the building. You get out to the garden, Lizzie, let them know what's going on outside. Make sure they understand that this is a strike and we're all in it together. With any luck, we should end up in the papers and everything. And we should come out of this smelling like daisies if we handle it properly. So I don't want any violence, not unless I give the signal.
What's the signal?
You'll know it when I give it, if I give it. And until then, I don't want any messing around.
Hunger strike.
Are you making an objection?
No, no objections. You can do what you like.
You're in this too, Noeline.
No, not me. I'm getting out in 2 days. I'm not going on no hunger strike. Need to build myself up. And you needn't think you can heavy me into it either, because you can't. I can last the distance.
Chicken! Don't worry, I can fix her. I've got a little something here that Noeline might like to know about. I don't think she'll be so sweet on the screws when she reads that, eh, Bea?
I reckon you're right, Lizzie.
What's going on? Nothing yet. But it feels like the lull before the storm.
Where have you been, Burke?
To the can, Miss Bennett.
What's going on, Smith?
No one's eating till I see the governor.
This is a prison, not a restaurant. You'll eat what's put in front of you or go without.
Then we'll go without. We're not complaining about the grub, but no one is eating until I talk to the governor.
Well, you'll have a long wait. Suit yourselves.
What do you think you're doing?
Eating my dinner, what does it look like?
Well, I'm surprised you're on their side, especially since they just put your kid inside.
Ah, pull the other one, will you? You have to do better than that, Smith.
You ought to read the paper. Ah, we'll move to snatch.
That's enough of that, Smith.
She telling the truth, Miss Bennett? You crummy bitch. Both of you!
Wait for a signal! My signal! Look what that half-wit does!
But come on, Bea, let's go back to ourselves. We've made our point.
Don't be so bloody weak. We haven't made any point. Doreen's still the same, isn't she? And you pack of morons, throwing things around. Well, I suppose better make the best of it. It'll force me to doing something. Come on, we'll barricade ourselves in. Bring those chairs and tables over here.
What do we do now, Bea?
Sit and wait.
Do you reckon this is going to get us a new doctor?
Oh, it might. Won't do me any good, though.
Why not?
I reckon this will be my last go. After this little lot, they'll transfer me for sure.
Oh, but that's not fair. We're all in this together. They can't just pick on you, love.
You reckon?
Well, just what's going on?
This is an official complaint about the lack of medical attention. We've got a log of claims. 1, injuries must be treated by qualified medical staff. Doreen could lose that foot from gangrene. 2, constant medical supervision is required to prevent malnutrition and food poisoning.
That's telling him, V.
Shut up. 3, prisoners with dicey conditions must have access to competent medical staff at all times. We could all die of the plague in here, and we're not moving until something's done about the unhealthy climate of this prison.
I can sympathize with your concern about medical services, but as you know, the department has been notified. We are waiting for them to act.
Well, we're not going to budge until they do.
I shall get a doctor to Doreen immediately if you agree to go straight back to your cells.
Right, we've got them now, girls. But not just any doctor will do. We want Dr. Miller. Right, girls?
Yes. Dr. Miller.
Right.
And if I get him, you'll go back to your cells?
Yes.
Then you'd better go. He's treating her now.
Oh, now pull the other one.
I am not in the habit of lying.
I reckon she's on the level. She's always been straight before.
You'll have to prove it.
I am not going to take him away from his consultation to drag him to this shouting match. If you like, I shall take you to him. But the others must go back to their cells.
Oh, no way.
They just want to get their hands on you.
Oh, don't go, B. We wouldn't know what to do without you.
The others will go back to their cells if you take me to the dock and then bring me back here. Agreed?
Agreed.
Oh, don't go, B. It's a trap. Make him come to us.
But he can't leave Doreen. And like you said, Davo's always been on the level before. You've got a deal.
Very clever. I'll have her taken straight to solitary.
You will do exactly as I promised.
You're not going to let her get away with this. It's blackmail.
I am not going to break my word. You will escort her to the surgery and then to my office.
All right, you lot sit tight till I get back. Monty, you're in charge, and don't let anyone in.
You sure started something this time, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, blame me. It's all right until Queen Bitch gave it to me about Leanne like that. She sure buggered things up.
Yeah, well, it hasn't done much for my parole either. We're all in it now.
Who's going to look after Mum and the kids? I could kill her for this.
Now, hang on a second. You started it all.
Oh, all I did was do me block. Then she's got to go and big note herself.
Yeah, well, I don't reckon she meant that. But listen, if we can persuade the others to go quietly back to their cells, we'll be in the clear.
Yeah, and then all the screws will put all the blame on her.
Mrs. Jackson!
What is it, Ferguson?
Mrs. Jackson, we want to make a deal with you.
Well, I'm not going to bargain with you. Come on out of there and go back to your cells.
Yeah, well, that's just what we're going to do.
But we've got to wait for B.
She put me in charge, didn't she?
Dismantle the barriers and I'll open the security doors.
Oh, you can't do that. You'll ruin everything. What about Doreen?
She'll be okay. We'll do just that if you promise to tell the parole board that I broke this up.
And I didn't want no part of it.
You've got to wait for B.
I'm not scared of her.
But we'll all cop it.
Yeah, what do you think's going to happen now? Breaking it up is the only way.
What about Doreen?
Now, look, she'll be okay. You heard. The crack's with her now. Now, come on, let's clear these tables away.
So everything's now back to normal and very little damage done.
That's fairly satisfactory. However, it was a very serious breach of discipline for you to countermand my orders.
Well, Smith would have been put into solitary once the disturbance was put down anyway.
Perhaps. But I had promised she would be returned to the others in the dining room.
They'd already dispersed. There was no point in taking her back there.
It seemed logical to me.
You may not understand this, but I do not break my word. And my authority within this prison rests as much on trust as it does on discipline. Is that quite clear?
Yes.
Very.
B. Smith will remain in solitary until the visiting justice can hear her case. Mrs. Jackson, you will mention Monica Ferguson's assistance when her case comes up before the parole board.
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
In view of her later assistance, I think we can allow Noeline Burke to be released as planned. Though I suspect it's not the last we've seen of her.